Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations. I am Uakeisha, and this is
Tikisha. So I've been thinking, not to cut you off before you start talking. I'm like, when I meet people, am I gonna be like, "Hi, I'm Tikisha"?
probably so, because you're getting used to
You see
singing your name all the time. That's so funny. But you feel okay?
Yeah,
You got your tea there, though. So
yeah. I'm like, my little cough drops all the way over there, but it's fine.
listen, our weather is changing in Michigan. It's getting warmer. A lot of people got allergies and sinus issues, so you're gonna feel better. It's gonna be good.
I better feel better.
Listen, last week we had our very first special guest, Millie Goodwin, who it was that episode was very encouraging. I enjoyed hearing her testimony. What about you?
It was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
I liked how she was very transparent with everything that has happened in her life and everything that she's been through.
Yeah.
I was able to relate, and it's good to see somebody who knows what darkness is,
Yes.
and to come out of it and not just be so, my life is good and this is what it is, and here and now. Like, Millie is the epitome of being real and just being grateful and gratitude and knowing that one day at a time.
Yeah, I think that you and I were talking off camera before we started today about the episode and about guests and everything, and because we get asked a lot, when can I be a guest? When can I be a guest? But I think that one thing that you and I both would appreciate about people in this season of our life, and places that things we get involved in is people that's real.
Yeah, like you would say, your authentic self.
Your authentic self. And she was transparent and real. And she, from the moment I met her, has been real. Her personality has been, and a lot of people will probably be like, oh, I'm irritated by that. But that's your spirit, because you don't know what somebody has gone through to be that joyful all the time.
All the time. Because that was just my second time meeting her, seeing her, I should say. But our first thing, she came in and she was a ray of sunshine. And I love that. She has a very big personality. And I can see that light irritating the dark.
Yes. I know people, and even me, down through the years, have been irritated probably by somebody who just seemed overly bubbly and overly just joyful. Like, really, you overdoing it. But now that I'm in my authentic self, I enjoy people being like that, because you don't know what they have been
My
through.
mom used to be like that. Just would go in. She always commanded a room. Like, it was something about her spirit just lit up. She was gonna hype it up, and that used to get on my nerves. Like, oh my God, just take it down.
Really?
Yeah. But now it's just, I would have a totally different view, because I just know that it's just who she was.
Yeah, and I was telling you before we started this that, thinking about whenever we have another guest on, because I want somebody to be authentic, and we don't see a lot of people that's transparent with their life. And some people just want to be transparent because they just want to be out front. This is not the platform for that. We trying to help ourselves, help other people. And I'm so glad that you met her, because I was like, I know when you meet her, you're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah. But you didn't know her story until last week. And her story just shows that everyday people who walk on this earth, who we see every day, who be in the stores, who be in the mall, who be at our job, you don't know what somebody been through.
You don't know what nobody been through. You don't know what they're going through at that moment. Yeah. What challenges they're facing. You have no idea. None.
Then we was talking about, you were telling me about what I want from church, and what I, because I wouldn't mind going back. And, we talked about that with Millie, like, about the issues that we have with the church building or whatever. And you said, I don't want it to be a business. And that's what it is. That's what it's become. I want a pastor who's going to be transparent and not hide his faults, because I believe that you're going to gain more real people. people fake because the head is fake. Like we said, let's think of a transparent couple that we could have on, or a transparent wife that we could have on that got the life that we desire to have. And I had
drawing a blank.
I was drawing a blank. Because I wanted to be real. And not saying I know everybody who's real or fake, but I'm just saying it was hard for me to think about that, because I try to be transparent in my life. I don't be hiding nothing now. And I come from a family of strict religious rules, and I don't hide.
And like Millie said though on that episode, and I don't know if this is a cultural thing, because I'm Black, so I just know about being Black. But I know that what goes on in the house, stay in the house.
Yeah.
You don't put that out there.
Yeah.
I just think about a situation that I had, and my son pulled out the camera, and I'm just like, no. Mm-hmm. Like, this is family business, you know, where now people do things and put it out there and try and go viral and dig off that. I'm still kind of old school on certain things, and certain things I talk about because I want to be better. I'm not talking about it for a show.
Yes.
I don't even talk about certain things for people to agree with me.
Yeah.
But I'm learning more and more to say nothing and to talk to God and to just wait. Because there's so many things that I look back that I have talked about with other people, that's not even fed my spirit to necessarily make me better. Sometimes it's fed my spirit to make my ego better, when really I was wrong, but I've noticed now that I'm in this phase of just silence, where I'm not talking to hardly anybody. The things that are just revealed to me, and things that pop in my mind of stuff that happened months ago that I hadn't even thought about, where I'm just like, if I had just been quiet, I would have seen it. But it's like now it's all coming together. That's why I said on there, like, I need more people in my life that's going to give me correction.
Absolutely. I saw a TikTok, our university, this morning, a young lady was talking about that very thing. She was saying how she was an Instagram girl, and she had celebrity athletes who wanted her and everything, and she kind of, started realizing she gave her life to God, and she was like, I was doing everything for a show. Like, think about when you post your selfie, and I'm a selfie queen. She's like, are you posting that because you're trying to look for validation or likes, and you looking for the compliments, or you looking for, that thing to lift you up, when really you don't need that to lift you up. Just be who you are. And I was like, man, because I posted things originally to start my business on social media, makeup and everything. But now when I take a picture, I'm like, oh, that's a cute picture. Let me take it. Or I'm feeling cute today. Let me take a picture. But am I looking for? And I had to search myself for that. Like, am I being authentic with myself? Like, am I looking for the comments? Am I needing the comments from people? Am I needing the compliments of, oh, you look so beautiful? Because that's what we all do with each other. But I'm like, man, I don't want to be doing things in the wrong spirit. I don't want to do anything in the wrong spirit.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine. It's a little similar. And she was telling me about how I used to post things. Mm-hmm. And I never felt that I was the girl that was posting, and maybe I might have interpreted her wrong, I don't know. But I never felt like I was the girl posting for attention. The closet piece was a business. It was a registered LLC with the state of Michigan. So I was posting because I was trying to start a business and do my styling. So I'm posting this.
And so it was good. I love
it. And that was the thing. People was liking it in the background,
but wouldn't like it.
But wouldn't like the pictures.
They do that with our podcast.
Or screenshots and be like, oh, I screenshotted this. This was so cute. I'm going to recreate it. Oh, okay, but you didn't even like it. So I had got discouraged in the midst of it because I'm not getting feedback.
Yeah.
And there's some people who I know bought some stuff and clicked on the links and everything, and I appreciate that. Because when you do that, I don't know if people realize, but I can't think of what it's called now, but when you partner with these other people and they give you commissions off of sales and stuff, so brand deals and stuff like that, it's not always that I'm just out here trying to do this to show off that I got this stuff, because I buy what I like. I buy what I can afford. I see some stuff now that I want that I can't afford, so I ain't buying it. It's just what it is. But a lot of things that I did wasn't like a, hey, look at me. It was, I was in my fashion girly stage trying to promote a business, and I did that for a long time.
That's why I said I had to question myself, like, am I looking for validation? But my business is beauty.
Yes.
So I am okay with posting selfies and everything, because I know who I am in God, and I don't look for validation. But my business is beauty. And just a couple of episodes ago, I said to you, I was like, I don't want women to get their makeup done because they feel like it's going to be, oh, I'm not cute without I'm not cute without it. I want them to be, I mean, I posted pictures without makeup before. I probably wouldn't have, but I have posted pictures without makeup now of just hanging out with my kids or whatever, because I don't wear all the time. So I know that I'm moving away from, if I did have the vain spirit, I'm moving away from that. That it's now, it's about, beauty. And because I'm a healing, that I welcome somebody inboxing me, which I do get a lot of, saying, girl, you don't even look like you've been through anything. Like, your mother passed, you haven't been through divorces, or, like, how are you, and men that ask me, how did you make it through that? And now I know I'm not doing out of vain. Maybe my selfie is a testimony to somebody else that you can look like you can be fine. You don't have to look like what you've been through, just like Millie did for us last week when she was sharing her story. So I'm glad I'm not doing that.
Because Millie looks nothing like what she's been through.
No,
nothing at all.
No. And she support us. She's actually one of those people that showed up for me when my mom passed. Like, I think now back to when my mother passed. I can't remember everybody that was at her viewing or her funeral, but there are certain faces.
There are certain people that stick out during that time.
And her, as well as a few other my clients, walked into the viewing, and I was just like, wow, And not only that, she dropped a box of stuff on my porch one day, like during that time, like, girl, I dropped some water, some paper towel and tissue, just some random stuff on my porch. And I was just like, man, she is part of my soul tribe.
She most definitely is.
She is part of my soul tribe.
Because the thing about a soul tribe, how I see it, is it's that connection where you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah. You don't have to say anything.
And it's
not about age.
No.
It's not about age, because she's much older than me. It's not about anything except you relating to each other on every level almost in your life.
And you genuinely care about that person and their well-being.
She showed up to my mom's viewing. She was the first person to show up to Elijah's prom send-off. Did I tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, just stayed the entire time, did the prayer, just there when you need. Not that, and again, like kind of how you and I are, you ain't got to go to every function.
Mm-mm.
But when that person show up at something, that they're going to be there when I need them. So I thank God for that. I thank God for the transparency. And I learned from her telling us that story last week, like, man, you ain't never got to look like what you done been through.
Mm-mm.
Or what you're going through.
Or what you're going through.
Because we all going through something. I said that this week to somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was a client. And we were talking about different things. And we hadn't seen somebody in a while. She was like, maybe she's going through something. And I was like, yeah, because we all going through something. We all going through, there's levels to it.
Yeah, it is.
But we're going
and what people need to understand, don't measure my level.
Okay. Thank you.
do not measure my level. Because people love that it could be worse. Well, right now, this is my worst. Because I'm not comparing myself to anybody else.
Yeah. That part. That's the thing is we
always live in this world of comparison on what I would have did or what they would have did or comparing this to this and you da. Like, throw it away. Throw it away. Because you know what? Right now, my level is level 10.
Yeah. Yeah. But somebody else may think your level is right. I mean, that ain't even a big deal.
Ain't even a big deal. I could handle that in my sleep. Well, good for you.
Right. Because the things that I've been through, it's probably a big level to somebody else. But now I'll just be like, oh, it ain't no big deal. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not easily bothered as much as I probably used to be. But I also think that just comes from where you at in your level.
It comes from that. And I think it comes from your relationship with God too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know that I could have lost my mind when my mother had her stroke. My mother had her stroke and I started going through divorce at the same time. And I know that could have driven somebody else crazy. Yeah, but baby, listen. It's amazing when you get your life right with God. Why are you pulling that down? You think you loud?
Because I feel like my slurp being loud. And it's all this mucus and
look, it's always something with you in the bird or the mic. You like
it's always something.
You don't even be slurping that loud though when we go back to it.
You're right, I don't. But in my mind, it just be so loud, and because everything is plugged up, everything is just like I feel like I'm loud.
Well, you look amazing.
Well, thank you.
Listen, she walked in today, and I was like, "Girl, I love this look."
Thank you.
I don't know if y'all can see it good on camera. She got this headband with this little fascinator. That is so cute.
But it's giving Kentucky Derby, but let me tell you, the headband is, you know how when you go to funerals and you have your little...
Yeah.
Because today is a full moon and you release on the full moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm burying a lot of things today.
Good.
I've been working on that in general. And in my days of silence, so much has just been revealed and has just brought me comfort. Mm-hmm. So I notice for months and months and months, every new moon, I have this list of things full moon, I have this list of things that I'm going to release. Some of the shit I've been releasing since I first started.
Are you still releasing the same things? Do you find yourself?
Problem? Yes.
Yeah. So, because you're not releasing it then.
No, you're still holding on to it.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on to it if I'm still writing this on my paper.
Yeah.
That I'm releasing.
Yes.
So today was the funeral.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna release it for real.
So it was just like it was released. So it's no coming back.
Now that right there is serious because we'll say we letting something go and releasing something or whatever,
and we don't.
And we do not. And I recognize that in myself too. Not lately, because it's been easier for me as I've gotten closer to God to release things and not be so easily triggered or mad or whatever. But again, there's levels to it. But I do recognize when I write things down in my journal and be like, I'm about to release this, release that. But you know what helps me? I pray for the things and people I have to release in a way that, like, not God remove them. I ask God to bless them, enlarge their territory. I ask God to do things that people probably wouldn't imagine that I was doing. Enlarge their territory, God. Increase this for them. Bless their house, bless their health. Make sure that people that I don't want in my life, that I probably shouldn't be able to, can't stand me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's easier for me to release them when I start to pray for them, which is biblical. Pray for your enemies. Pray for those that persecute you. Pray for those you persecute. Because I know I've been talking about people or have in the past. I don't talk about y'all as much as I used to because I don't care.
Keisha really don't be caring.
I don't. I'm the queen of I don't care now.
Yeah, you are.
I
yes, you are. When she say she don't care,
I don't
believe it. She really do not
I don't.
be caring.
And it's not in a bad way. It's just this don't affect my life way. This what is
or
it?
How about this? I'm not going to let it affect my life.
I'm not going to let it affect my life. I don't when I say I don't care, I really mean I don't care. I think you're more empathetic than me.
Oh, I'm extremely empathetic.
And I used to think I was an empath like that, but I'm not.
A lot of people think that they're empaths, but they don't really know what it entails on being a true empath.
Yeah, you're way more empathetic than me. I'm empathetic, but I'm more on the side of
you have more boundaries.
I do. I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't. It's like things that you
because with me being highly empathetic in certain situations, I don't have boundaries. With me being highly empathetic, I'm sensitive of others' feelings. I try not to even look people in the eye. I don't know if you ever noticed that about me. Because then I pick up more than what I want to pick up.
Yeah.
So it's just like
because you looking at my eye, then you was getting like, oh, you
I'm getting all that energy. In your soul and your energy. I don't want that. So I'm just trying to look all around and drift and keep my eyes because I pick up on too much.
Yeah.
And people may not think that that's a real thing.
It is.
But that is a real
It's an absolute real thing. But my empathy is more so now geared towards more people that's in need rather than people that's in my life. Which is not, I don't know if they think that's a bad thing or not. Again, I don't care. But I'm more empathetic towards that. You're more empathetic towards people that are in our lives that you like, I want this for them. I love them so much that and I'm looking at people in my life like, hey, bye.
She'd be like, it ain't my kids, so I
don't care. So, but because I just feel things that people go through, like we say, there's levels to it. I'll hear a story and I'll be like, you can't get through that. Like, but you like looking at their soul like, baby. Oh my God. Like, let me just,
let me try and help you.
Let me try and help you.
Let me give you the blueprint.
And we opposite with
and that. It's just like I'm working on that in certain levels where I feel like I'm not as bad as I was, but there are certain situations where it's just like, yes, sis, you still got some growing to do.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I am most definitely proud of myself from just this year. I was thinking about that too with doing a podcast and how I can see how much I've evolved and grown and how important boundaries are to me.
Absolutely.
And me making choices that I don't give a fuck what people say about me.
Yeah. I don't care.
On the choices that I've made because I'm learning that there's no such thing as you don't have a choice. Yeah. Everything is a choice.
Absolutely.
So my choices are leaning more towards me choosing me.
Yes.
And with that comes the whole, like I said before, being a bitch because I'm not as empathetic or I'm not sweeping my feelings under the rug to make somebody else feel better or to be supportive or whatever. It's just like, I'm good.
Yeah. My I don't care.
I had to cough while I was talking. I was trying to finish what I was saying. Mine's just like you gonna choke to death.
Yes, you are. Listen, my I don't care is more because I cared too much all of my life growing up. We talked about earlier episodes where I was
people pleasing.
And now it's been healing for me to become a I don't care person because I'm not pleasing anybody but God. And God speaks to me directly when I'm not supposed to have that I don't care mentality towards a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When
it has to be placed on your spirit when you need to care.
Absolutely. When I'm supposed to care and get involved or dive deeper into something or help in some type of way or put my 2 cents in some type of way or lift somebody up, he gives me direction.
Yeah, because you're not a mean girl.
No, I ain't no mean girl. Ain't no mean
I
girl.
don't care doesn't come with the mean girl. Like I said, it just means that you have strict boundaries. You're not carrying the weight of other people's burdens.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
It's like, okay.
yeah. It's so funny because my daughter is a part of an organization, and I'm gonna talk about this because you said mean girls. She's part of an organization, and she is like you've been in it a long time. And there was a situation recently where another young lady in the organization, they've never had any issues, but you could tell when a child go home and talk to their parent about what's going on, or that these girls are not my friends. They're like the it girls, and I guess my daughter is one of the it girls. And the mother approached my child and another young lady because her daughter made a mistake and got scratched in some type of way. And she approached them like they were the mean girls, and they were like, "We said we're sorry. Like it was a mistake because we're dancing." We said we, and I thought about that like she's being looked at as the mean girl, and I'm like, oh, I know what that's like when you that girl that's the people pleaser, or you don't really have the it friends. And I'm gonna have to explain to her. I haven't told her yet. I'm gonna have to explain to her like you looked at as a mean girl, so make sure that I don't want her to be a people pleaser, but I also don't want her to be looked at as a mean girl. So where do you balance that? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want her to grow up because you got this talent. You're very talented, where it's like you're the mean talent. Where do you draw the line? Because parents now is crazy. We see where parents is jumping out and beating up kids, which is what this was kind of coming to. This mother was upset, and it was like, what you mad about? But it's really like she look at them as the mean girls because they're not friends with her child. And I grew up like that. I grew up in where I wasn't the it girl. I'll talk about that. Like, I wasn't the girl that was the fashionista and everything like that. But now I don't have I have the I don't care. I have boundaries. And now I gotta teach it to my child. You gotta pass it to the next generation because you don't want that generational curse to be on the child.
I don't think I was the it girl. I don't think I was the it girl or the mean girl. I might have been more of the mean girl because I always had a resting bitch face. But I think I just existed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had a label. I think I was just there. I think I don't know.
I think
what
you
they
probably
said about
would,
me.
You have probably would look at your face.
Like,
looking at me like
what they say
your
about
eyes
me.
was like, what? I don't think I never thought you was a mean girl. Like I said, we talked about this in the friendship episode. I don't know, understood you. I feel like you understood me. We never had that. Um, I never thought you were the mean girl, even though I know people thought you were mean because you just didn't take their stuff.
I was getting ready to say, I think growing up, I just didn't have time for bullshit.
Yeah, you didn't. And
I just would remove myself out of the situation.
You've been standing on business for a long time.
Yeah.
You were never the mean girl. But I think people be wanting friends to conform to what you want that person to be. And even now as adults, it's the same thing.
Because when I think of balance, and I say my brain work a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think of balance, I think of picking me. That's the best way I can say it. That's my balance. That's when I feel at best and level. When I pick me.
Yeah.
And that means I don't care what anyone else has to say.
Yeah.
Because right now, I hear you. I hear your concerns. And I understand them. But I don't care.
Even when we got ready to do this podcast in the beginning, I'm sure you remember this when I said we were talking about, okay, what day we gonna do it, how we gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. And you were telling me, well, this is a strong no for me. This day is a strong no for me. This is a hard no, or what you were like telling me. And I didn't get mad. I was like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that. It was like you set your boundaries with people and you have to respect that. And you were like, I'm never gonna want to, record on this day or this day because that's my time.
That's my time.
That's my time. And you know me, I was the person that be like, I fit it in on any time. But that was a lesson for me to say a hard no, because I do that with my work, with my business.
Even today.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to.
Today it was just like, nah, like we gonna have to figure something a little different because
I have to set the boundaries. I'm learning that because I didn't get mad when you or even just not just that, but anything. You'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. And it's not, I think people take offense to an answer that they don't like.
And that people get offended when it's an answer they don't like. People get offended when things don't go how they perceive they should go. Because it shouldn't necessarily go your way.
No, it's not, because
it's my life too, no matter what day of the year it is. If I'm alive, this is my life. I'm in your world, you in mine. So we have to compromise and make things work. And if they don't work, then
girl, even my son, we were talking about, he graduating Tuesday. Woo-hoo. And
he texted me the little thing. I felt so special.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, girl. Yesterday we were talking about going to brunch after his graduation. So I was on FaceTime with my sister, and she and I are talking about where we should go. He's sitting there, and then he says to me, "It's my day. Why y'all not letting me pick? Ain't nobody." And we was like, "Oh," I said, "I'm sorry. It is your day." I said, "You pick where you want to go." He's like, no, y'all already started. I said, no, I'm sorry. You're absolutely correct. I said, it is your day. So if you want to go to Applebee's and Chili's, even though I don't want to do that, I will go because it's your day. Where would you like to go? And so he started to feel better because I said, we talking like it's not your day. And you're absolutely right. So he said, well, y'all give me some options. And I said, we'll give you options. You Google, do the research. You have to figure out how to coexist with people.
Yes. And you know what? And you have to use your words.
How to use your words?
Effectively. Effective communication. Because if he wouldn't have said anything, you guys would have went on, made a place, not even really thought about how he wasn't included.
How he wasn't included.
Even though it's a celebration for him. So essentially he's included, but not on that aspect.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he used his words.
Yeah. I don't get, and I don't, like I said, I'm not easily offended anymore when people set their boundaries with me.
Me either. I'm not. I notice the people that I'm around get offended, but I'm not, because
they want you to stay in your same place that you've been in the whole 30 years they've known you. And we evolve and we change. And
did she say 30?
I'm just saying. I don't expect people to be the same anymore. I respect,
I don't want nobody to be the same. Yeah. If you're the same in this world, in this 2024, I'll be damned.
That's why I said I want a pastor that's going to be transparent. If you like to drink, not get drunk, but if you like to go out and socially drink, why is it that you feel like you have to hide that? Because they drank wine in the Bible. Why is it wrong for you to say, if you like to dance? Because I grew up where dancing was a sin. Listening to
secular, is that how you secular music?
Well, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather someone be, and as I've been reading my Bible and everything, and I'm learning about balanced worship, I'm like, I just read that.
And all of the sins committed by the disciples in the Bible. Jeez, peace. And
not saying sin is wrong.
Right, but if you're human, you're going to sin.
He know we're not going to be perfect. So I want
but you ain't gotta hide it until it becomes a scandal.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's hidden. What your weaknesses are in life is hidden until you become a scandal. I'd rather a minister and his wife who has gone through infidelity and worked it out stand before me, because I done been through it, and tell me how y'all worked it out, and now y'all are together in love, and love for real, not because we trying to stay together, but for the church.
For appearance.
I want to hear that. I want people who are transparent and gonna give it to me and give it to me real, because your everyday life is not a story. It's yeah, we got our stories, but how are you helping me through my everyday life? Tell me what helped you. What scripture did you read to help you? Don't give me no. You read that you're gonna be prosperous and you're gonna be blessed. And listen, I need the real. I need the real, and until people start being transparent, which is what the world they really need to know that that's what the world coming to, especially after COVID, and people ain't going back in the buildings. They want something that's real. They want to hear a real sermon. They want to hear how did you get through what you going through? How did you do it? How did you get through being an alcoholic? Millie told us last week how she got through being an addict. She told us and just sat here was like, girl, yeah, because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, she did not lie.
She didn't lie. She was like, I ain't saying it didn't feel good. I enjoyed it. She was like, it felt great. It felt good. I enjoyed it, but I knew it wasn't good for me. That's what I need to hear. And until I get that, I struggle with.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like that's something that you need to hear regularly? Or like if they're up there in whatever the sermon is and they tell a bit of their story, but the next week they're not revealing anything personal.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine because this is a thing, and y'all know you have this too. A lot of people use this loosely, but I have a very, very discerning spirit. Even before I got close to God like I am now, even growing up, before I got to dating and everything, I could discern the spirits as a young girl about people that was fake. And so I was never interested in hearing the sermons, because I knew a lot of fakeness. And so they don't have to be just revealing every detail of their life. And some people do give stories about their life. They'll tell a story about we ain't had nothing when we was growing up.
Oh yeah, they'll tell that.
They don't tell that. But I think that the people that's hurting and the people that need to hear your real, authentic, transparent, the way you're going to win souls to God is to be transparent. I think the way that Millie wins people to her is because she's transparent. And that's what's going to happen. I think that's what God wants, the people to do, is how you going to bring people to me. Bring people to me. You ain't going to bring them to you by being this proper, come, let me tell you that your skirt is too short. You shouldn't be wearing these clothes, or y'all inappropriate. Y'all shouldn't be dancing like that. When I was in Kenya and the man said, this is how we worship God, and I was like, oh, they would put you out the church in Detroit. They'll be like, oh no.
I remember you said that. I don't know if you had told me that personally or if you said that on the episode, but I remember you saying that.
They were dancing. They were like, this is how we worship God. And they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have but just like David worshiped God and danced. And I believe, I haven't gotten to it yet in the Bible, but I believe he danced naked.
I love me some David.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we put all these man-made rules, what we think is proper, and we turn people away. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I ain't got to go back. I'm good, because they're not being authentic and transparent. Like you said, you were on a ministry at a church, and the girl said what?
Yeah, the girl came after it, and we, I cannot think of what it was called, but when you joined
invitation to discipleship.
Yes. So when you joined and I took all her information, she was just like, so I'm saved, right? This means I'm saved. I'm saved. And I remember she said that repeatedly, and I was almost flabbergasted, because I'm like, is this what the church teaching? That you just come here and you join and say, and that mean you saved?
Yeah.
Or you get baptized,
and she never got full clarity.
That you saved?
Yeah, she never got full clarity on what it mean, or how to build the relationship. It was just like, I'm gonna go up here, give them my hand. They're gonna take me in the back, give my information. And she like, so I'm saved
I'm
now?
saved.
And nobody explained to her, this is what we gonna do, or this is what it's just, I hate for us to go to hell through the church.
Well, I want her and we didn't go into this when they talked about it. Her and I had a conversation, but I still remember that girl like it was yesterday, because I was just like, she literally thought walking up here
meant
that she was saved.
Yeah.
And what does that even mean?
I told you.
What does that even mean?
Yeah. Because I
don't know if I was baptized as a kid. I don't know. My mama ain't here for me to ask her. I don't know. But I remember getting baptized as an adult, because that was something that I wanted to do.
Oh, you went back and did it again?
Mm-hmm. That was something that I wanted to do.
Did you feel different after you did it? Did your life did you start changing your life?
My life had changed, and that's why I did it.
Got you. Okay.
Because I felt like I had to. Because while I didn't grow up on the level of church with you, church was always a part of my life, and I might have went 6 months straight, didn't go back, month or whatever, in and out. I'm what they call us, the black backsliders.
Backsliders.
That's me. But I never left God.
Yes.
So it was at that point when I knew where my life was going. I felt that it was something that I needed to do, but I didn't think that I was going to be saved, because I felt like I was already saved because of my relationship with him. But I felt like this would bring me closer. This is something that I'm supposed to do, to become in union with God.
Yes.
So that's why I did it as an adult.
I don't think that it's explained what the baptism mean. When you go down, you come up, you're supposed to be a new creature, new person. And most of us get baptized as a young person just because I know I walked up there because all my cousins was doing it around that time. And it was never fully explained. Well, maybe it was. Maybe I just didn't have clarity on it because I was so young. But maybe that's another reason why you shouldn't do it when you're so young, because you don't have clarity on it. I had my foundation with God. I knew we go to church. I used to go to Sunday school. I would hear the stories, the Bible stories, but I wasn't fully clear on a lot of it until I was in my 40s. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So to be saved, like, we're not giving clear understanding on what you're doing. We're not giving, and at the same time, when people come and they don't know, and they're like excited, I just want to give my life to God, and they go to this church and they're like, I'm about to start over, and they happy and they join the ministry and everything, and then the scandal happened. And it's like, what happened? And then they don't go back no more because you wasn't transparent with them from the beginning. Like, we're not perfect.
But let me ask you this. Do we put too much on the leaders?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I feel like the leaders should be transparent. I feel like the leaders should take themselves off the pedestal. Take yourself off the pedestal, Take yourself off and put yourself at the level of
because like I told you, my view of what I want to go to Bible study. Because I told her I don't want to hear that singing.
I love the singing.
The devotion. Like, I don't want to hear. I don't want to go to. I want to go and I want to hear the message, and I just want that. I want it to be in simple terms where I can relate it to my day-to-day life. And to be honest with you, I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you're an alcoholic. I don't care if you're cheating on your wife. I don't care how many kids you got. I don't care nothing about none of that. I just want you to deliver this word where I can understand it, where I can walk away and I can meditate on this word and keep it with me, and it make me a better person. But if that entails you explaining your story and what you've been through to make it more relatable to me, because I learned through storytelling. I need experiences that's going to make me be like, oh, okay, because you know what? I can see you all prim and proper and driving your nice fancy car and your big home, but I don't care nothing about none of that. Mm-hmm. I want to know what was your story? Like how you said, if you came up out the mud, what did you do to come up out of the mud? Mm-hmm. What did you do to get that? Because I remember giving tithes every week. I don't go to a church now, so I'm not giving to a storehouse. But God is still pouring down blessings on me because I personally, for me, do not believe that I need to physically give an organization 10% of my gross earnings to be blessed. Get the fuck out of here with that. That ain't how my blessings work. Listen. And I'll never forget when I had that head-on collision. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but I stood up in church and I gave my testimony. And I'll never forget when she went behind me and she said, you know why God had her? Because she gives her tithes every week. And I was embarrassed. I wanted to run up out of there because I wanted to be like, well, how you know that? You know I write a check for a certain amount every week. But you don't know if that is 10% of anything. Mm-hmm. You just know I give the same amount based on my budget, sis. Mm-hmm. Based on my budget. Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
I believe you need to be a giver.
I believe that's what
I believe you need to be a giver.
And I'm a giver. And I'm not going to like say what I give to.
Yeah.
You know in what ways I'm a giver.
And my thing is giving is not even, you can give your time.
Your time, your
it's not even always that I'm giving something to you that's tangible. Mm-hmm. Because I can pray for you and you not even know, and that's a part of me giving.
I struggle with the different funds, the benevolent fund, the building fund, this fund, and it's people that I know that go in the buildings and give, and they struggling, and the church is not helping them. And
I'm a firm believer because I've always looked at church as a business. And I've always looked at it as this is a business that I want to go to that I feel like I'm getting something from. So I'm going to give some money because you know what? I want to contribute to these lights being on, to the pastor coming preaching to me. So that's how I've always viewed it. I've never viewed it on me giving because I'm going to get something back. Because what I know about life is going to life. And
the Bible said that too, like you give. Yes, you want to give to the pastor and everything because this is
I'm a cheerful giver.
You're a cheerful giver, and you want to make sure that the temple is running the way it should be. But I think that the whole aspect of it becoming the most important thing, because we had afternoon services and we was in church all day, and all of it was a fundraiser.
And I've been in situations where it's been like, I feel like I can't even go. Because I literally don't have any money to spare for offering. So now I'm feeling like I can't go to church. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want it to be the church that God wanted it to be. Now that I'm reading about how it's supposed to be a sacred place, but just not anymore. Last week, I think it was Pentecost Sunday, so a lot of churches was wearing white. It's a lot of man-made stuff that people doing. And it's like, are y'all really honoring what Pentecost really is? You know, I want it to be what God wanted it to be, even though we're not perfect. It's a place where you're supposed to go and be fed and be helped. And the way you're going to be helped is to be real. Like when Moses was bringing the Israelites through, he struggled. He went to God. He struggled, and them people was getting on his nerves and everything. But you know, he was transparent with them and God. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to know your personal business, but before your scandal come out, and you know you got a scandal,
and you know you got a scandal. I get that.
You know what I'm saying? You know you got a scandal, and if y'all gonna work your situation out, be honest with it, and then don't do it no more. Don't let it keep being the same thing, because I see the same thing all the time. I want to be fed by somebody who done went through something, came up out of it. We done worked this thing out, and God will still work with us. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I am trying. I am intentionally not going to do that. That's what I want.
She want the pastor that, you know, that went to the funeral and then buried his stuff.
Them buried it.
We didn't win, we didn't buried it, and we didn't moved on, and we're ready to face whatever next challenges come our way.
And then,
because it's gonna be challenges.
It's gonna be challenges, and I guess I shouldn't say take themselves off the pedestal because they are above. They are above us. They are, but I still want you to be somebody that I can relate to, and if I need to call you, because right now the church is getting so big where you don't need me with the pastor. He sends somebody else. Oh, he too big to. He don't do that. He gonna come marry you, but he ain't gonna take no picture. He gonna come marry you and he gone. Or if you've been going there for 10 years and somebody your husband passed away, he been going there, but the pastor can't preach a funeral because he's too big or too important for that. I want to feel the love.
You know, I feel like a lot of it, I don't know if it's necessarily the pastor either or a part of the members. Yeah. I remember a situation of a funeral being held at a church and someone saying to me, she didn't even go to that church. That was a member of the church. So sometimes it's the people that's in the church. And I know Millie used it and we've heard it before as the hospital. And I was like, maybe that's why I don't want to go, because my soul ain't sick.
Yeah. You also said something last week. I don't know if you said this on camera with her or after. You said, oh, you did say it on camera. You said, I miss the elders.
Yeah.
The mothers.
Because if I were to go to church, I have a church that I love. I won't say the name. I love that church.
You never told me you is a church.
I love it.
Okay.
So if I go there on Sunday and I sit there, ain't nobody gonna acknowledge me. Ain't nobody gonna know I came and went. So is that me? You know.
Are we looking for acknowledgement?
No, I mean that elder.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying on how the type of church that it is. That elder that I'm looking for, or that, baby, like, we're so glad, you know, am I going to get that?
Yeah.
Where I remember growing up and seeing the mothers in their white sitting in the front, and how you said, like, that we don't have many people that can groom us.
It was a mother.
And the world is a disaster.
Yeah, it was a mother that used to come visit our church and speak to the ladies all the time. Her name was Mother Crawford. I'll never forget her. She was the mother for my mother and those ladies. And I remember Mother Crawford would teach these ladies how to be ladies. And she was raw and real with them. She taught them about everything. I remember sitting sometimes in earshot of her, giving them directions, talking about from marriage to hygiene to how to be in the church to what God wants you to be as a woman. They had that. Now our mothers are, people start having kids earlier after a generation where, you know, I guess we supposed to be mothers. But I still need an elder.
Exactly.
I still need an elder. I still, you know, because I could be wrong in everything I'm saying today. You know, but because
same. And that's the thing where it's just like, I feel like I always try to be transparent.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot about a little bit of stuff, and some stuff I see in my mind that God's revealed to me before it's even happened, and I'm trying just to be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, but with that being said, I never want to come across that I'm perfect or that I'm too old to learn new things, or again, be corrected.
Yes. Because that's what I'm saying. If I need to be corrected on this subject,
any subject,
then I welcome that. But with me communing with God, and studying and being like, oh, this is how you want me to be, God. I'm getting it directly from God. But I do want an elder.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of stuff now I get directly from God.
I get it directly from God.
So, and I think that that's where that I don't care attitude comes from.
Yeah,
because you know, first I want to give an honor to God, who is the head of my life.
Yes, yes.
We haven't forgotten that. And that is the truth. And it's probably more true now than when I stood up and said it
in church as a routine.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody said.
Yeah, I want to give I've learned those words.
Baby, because he's the head for real now.
Yeah. And so I know that what I do, while somebody looking out might judge me or say whatever, I know that I didn't talk to God with this, about this. And I know what I'm doing is literally spirit-led, regardless of what someone else may think or not.
Yeah, yeah. God is.
But but it doesn't mean that I didn't wish I had the elder sometimes to talk through certain situations.
Yeah,
because some stuff ain't meant to talk to your homegirl about.
Yeah, I mean, me and you, we tell you all the time, we don't talk about a lot. We talk, but we don't be talking like that.
And one thing I can say with us though is when we do talk, we do kind of give each other like, I don't know, or you would be like, I wouldn't have did that. But we take time to understand each other as an individual to see why we did certain things.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people be so in their self because, again, and I say this all the time, I sit here and I say, I'm Tikisha. But then I go home and I'm Jordan's mom.
Yep.
I become a sister.
Yeah.
I'm a daughter still.
Yeah.
I'm an aunt.
Yeah.
You know, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I'm an employee.
It's so many facets.
It's so many things.
Yeah.
And those other titles, while at the end of the day, I'm Tikisha. But Jordan don't know Tikisha like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jordan know his mom.
You know his mother, yeah.
And for him to deal with whatever trauma he has to deal with, he's going to have to come to terms with, that was Tikisha.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm still an individual and there's certain things that we do just based on how we were raised and everything else as individuals. Because we still going through stuff and still processing stuff and still becoming better people as time goes by every single day.
Yes.
Every single day I'm healing. Every single day I'm realizing, oh, you might have could have did that differently. And then there's certain things where it's just like, hey, I did that and I'm okay with it. So whatever happens, happen. Because when I say some of the decisions that I made, Keisha, I am so good on it. I am so good that I have stepped into my, I don't care. And I used to be in awe of you. And I was thinking about that, like doing this podcast. Yes, because as you went through your spiritual awakening, you stepped more and more in being able to establish those boundaries.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I had a hard time establishing boundaries, you know, with different people and, you know, and different things. But I'm learning now that it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm stepping more into picking myself.
Yeah.
I'm stepping more into being just that feminine woman. Like, okay, yeah. Because I'm going to just sit back.
I think that one thing I had to realize, and one thing I think you realizing is, no matter what situation we go through, no matter what it is, it always works out. And
it always works out.
I tell you that all the time. Like it always, there has never been not one situation I could think about.
I'm going to tell you this, and I was going to tell you off camera. And it's something we're going to have to discuss off camera too. But I have been waiting for this email to come. Waiting. And, you know, like I say, for me, my meditation, because my mind is constantly going, I have started, whereas Even I changed how I journal. I get a Bible verse that I know supports whatever, and I journal about it on one side, and then I have the Bible verse, as a reminder of God's word and his promises in my life. So this particular situation, I have been telling myself, like, why are you worried? Quit worrying. Everything is fine. Lights, gas, that air conditioning running, everything is fine. Quit worrying. Just relax. Yesterday, I got that email that I have been waiting on at 444. I was going to screenshot and send it to you, but I was just like, I'm going to just wait and tell her about it tomorrow. 444.
Protection.
And I instantly got up and I went in the back room and I went to my altar and I lit my incense, the frankincense and myrrh to be exact. And I just thank God. And then I sat in all of the time to where I doubted myself, him, where it was the worry. And it was just like, if you just relax and you pay attention to, it doesn't matter that I'm not constantly on go mode because somebody else feels like I should be.
Yeah.
I'm in my relaxed stage. So if relaxing for me means that I'm going to lay in my bed, sit on the couch, sit outside, I can do that.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem with it, then I don't know. Yeah. That's something you need to work on in yourself, because I want to bring in more restful things in my life. Nothing that's taking me away or taking me into the dark. Nothing that's being negative. And I told my friend that the story of my life was called Surviving Pain. Because that's what I do. It's so many things that happens that hurt me that I don't even talk about, that I don't even share. Regularly, daily. But I just keep going. And now I'm just learning to look at people as individuals and to set boundaries and to just keep being reminded of the light and how good life can be in the midst of when it's fucking falling apart.
And you know what? When you doubt him, when I've doubted him in the past, I always have to go repent and tell him I'm sorry for doubting you.
Yes.
Because you've always worked everything out.
Everything's always worked out. It hasn't been how I wanted. Just like I told you that day, it hasn't been how I wanted. But everything has worked out. And it just always does. And it may not work out how you think it's going to work out or how you want it to.
Yes.
So many situations in my life, even recently, I'm just like, damn, I can't believe that happened. But I keep going. And the one thing that Millie said, and it's the one thing that I will promise you that I can relate to that keeps me out of the darkness, is gratitude.
Absolutely.
And those small wins, what I have been talking about ever since that phrase came into my life from my friend when my mom passed away, was those small wins.
I remember.
Because that gratitude today, and it doesn't even have to be anything big.
Yeah.
Like for you, you say when you open your eyes, you wake up and you be like, oh, thank you, God, for life. I don't do that. Because I'll be like, oh, I'm here again. And it's funny, because we teach like, oh, we want to go to heaven, but everybody afraid to fucking die.
I used to have that fear of death. I don't have it no more because I know where I'm going. And I've made peace with that. The only thing I do, the way I live my life, I was teaching my kids how to live without me, because my mother didn't teach me that. So I teach my kids in a way where they gonna know how to handle things without me if I leave here before them. I know nothing's gonna be perfect. I expect what's going to be the next thing that's gonna be bad that's gonna happen. It's gonna be something. But how are you gonna handle that? How are you gonna handle that, Keisha?
That was something else that I used to live in too. Expectancy of anything, period. Now I don't. I am so like, and this is what works for me and my mental health, is literally right now, in the now. Because I would think about, oh my God, get in a car, a flat tire or this. Like my mind would go through so many different crazy scenarios where now I just don't think about nothing.
And when I say I know something bad gonna happen, I don't.
I know you're not anticipating or expecting or looking at it, but it's just like life. Things gonna happen.
Life, things gonna happen. And one thing I know in my mind is I'm never gonna turn away from God when it bad thing happens. I'm never gonna turn away from Him because I know whatever it is, He's gonna bring me through it. Mm-hmm. So that's how I live my life now. Is I know there is not gonna be perfect. Somebody's going to die next. Something bad is going to happen next. I am never going to turn away from Him no matter what it is that happened, because that's what I know He wants me to do is don't turn away from me. Things going to be bad because sin happen. Bad things happen, but I'm never going to be like, oh, I'm so mad at God. I'm going to never. I could not go to church building, but baby, I have church.
I don't even think that, like, and we over hours, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't know if I'd be mad at God. I just be impatient.
Yeah,
because I know God got me. I know He got me.
That's the human
but
side.
But that be me. I'd be like, bro.
But you come on, go Lord.
Come on. So it's just like, no, just relax and be grateful for where you at.
Sit in your soft life with God. That's what you got to learn, to sit in your soft life with God. Like, I know He got me. It may be due tomorrow, but I'm gonna still relax. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna relax, baby. When I paid my mortgage this month. It was over the due date, and guess what? The day I paid it, it was like a zero late fee.
I had a late fee, but I paid it, and I thank God that I was able to pay it with the late fee.
Yeah. But see what I'm saying? Same scenario, just two different things. But I don't know.
And the outcome was the same. We was both grateful.
We was both grateful. When I heard there was no late fee, I'm like, I'm surprised, but thank you, Lord. And I kept it
And
moving.
Mine probably was a shame on me because sis had the money.
And I did too.
And just sitting on it.
I did too.
It wasn't like I was like, God already had gave it to me.
Tikisha.
So I was just sitting on it. Then I'm like, oh, you probably should. I think this was Monday. I told my friend, I was just like,
Monday too.
I should probably pay some bills today.
Girl, I had the money. I have it all the time. And I sit on it.
Yeah.
I was sitting on it like, okay, I'll pay it.
Since I haven't been working, I've been sitting on it.
Because you just
and I'm just waiting closer because it's just like in my mind, I don't know. But I'm just like, God is telling you to stop acting like you don't know because you know.
Because you know. He got us. I'm sure things we talked about today was going to be a little controversial for some people that, love their church. Listen, I'm in my I don't care mode, but I ain't trying to offend anybody. I'm talking about what's for me, and my friends talking about what's for her.
Yes, every time we come
together, this is for us. But somebody else out there is probably going through the same thing. The main thing is get your life right with God before you even try to get in a building. Some people got to find the building first, I guess. That's what they think. But like you said, the young lady was like, am I saved now? Get your life right with God. Figure out how to intentionally get your life right with Him and watch Him work out everything. Girl, what I say, my expectancy for what God do for me, I don't know what He got planned next. But he worked everything out.
Me either. But what I do know is when I go home, I'm just going to relax.
Relax. Listen, we want you all to listen. I'm going to say listen first because you don't have to watch us. Listen, share it with a friend, subscribe. Our subscribers are growing. Did you see our subscribers growing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked at that today. Our subscribers are growing. Share it with somebody, share it with a friend. We're going to have some more surprise guests eventually. We're going to talk about more things and help other people. So share it with a friend, share it with a neighbor, listen to it, and leave in the comments what you think about this episode. Whether you enjoyed it or not. Let us know what you thought. But Kolorflow Conversations, youtube.com at Kolorflow Conversations. We'll see y'all next time.
What did he say?
Not saying sin is wrong.
Right, but